Hey everyone, Kristen David here. How are you guys doing? Super excited to talk today about workflows and workloads. Hopefully, you know the difference. Hopefully, you want them in your business because they are a game changer. It's what allows everyone to know what they need to be working on. So, stick around. Give me a thumbs up and some love if you're watching this. I'm going to walk you through some quick, easy tips on the difference between workflows and understanding workloads in your business, and give you some ideas on how we can help you build those out so you can find your freedom with systems. That's what this is all about. Super excited. So listen, we're going to dive right in. I'm a big fan of workflows. This is where you're going to diagram step by step by step what needs to happen in the business. Now, many times here, let's just make this a little bit smaller for now. Many times as you're building out your workflows, you're taking the time to say, okay, here's where you are at different phases of the case, right? So for instance, many of you have some type of an onboarding process where we're helping our clients in one way or another, right? In my law firm days, onboarding was once they signed the retainer agreement, that was getting all the documentation from them, getting all that information, helping them to kind of build it out. And so jumping right in, we're going to bring this person through the process and be onboarding them. But you should be able to know and tell your team what happens each and every step of the way through here, right? Then we're going to go to the next one, which, it's going to be different in different businesses. It's the technical team, right? So technical, maybe these are things like the discovery in my law firm, or mediation, trial, all the different elements. So let's just kind of draw these in. Maybe this is a longer phase right to there. And then at the end, you're going to have one final component, and this might be wrapping it up, right? Turning this person into a raving fan, having an exit meeting, right? Let's just say those are your 5 phases in your case of your workflow. So anytime you can sit down and map out the workflows, this is going to give you the ability to train your team faster, to help them put the pieces in like a big jigsaw puzzle, right? You got to map it out and put these together so they understand the sequence. All right. So how many of you have your workflows all fleshed out? Maybe it's just the 10,000 foot view. I'm big at thinking 10,000 foot view is sort of these big boxes of these phases, right? These big blocks here. In the 5,000 foot view, this is where, like, consider this one big block. And then underneath here, the 5,000 foot view is to break this into 5 segments, right? What are the 5 components that have to happen in here, right? And then below that are the individual policies and procedures of how to do each item, right? That's how we build out our procedures and our systems. Now, one of the parts as we do this, so then you would do that for each of these different boxes, and that's what helps you build your workflow so that everyone on the team knows who's responsible for each step of the way. Everyone's got that clarity of, you got it, who shall do what by when. This is absolutely one of my all-time favorite words to be using, is who shall do what by when. You've all heard me talk about it over and over and over again, right? So that's what really is about the workflows. So as you're building out workflows, you want to create that process. And we have a methodology to help you do that fast. It takes a lot of time if you do it on your own, but when you've got good framework, it takes a lot less time. That's what we found with working with our clients who, you know what, love to build systems because it's easy for them. We've got a good process that takes them there. So the next part is workloads. How many of you know what needs to happen on the workloads portion? In other words, how much of each staff person's time needs to be used on each individual element? Anybody, any comments? Workloads are a big part of it. A lot of people don't know what needs to go into a workload, right? Workloads they're guesstimates sometimes. And I got to tell you, guesstimates are horrible. Especially us lawyers, I could say that because I'm a lawyer. We're horrible about estimating time and how long it's going to take. Hell, I do it at home even. I'll be saying, oh, I'll be done in 20 minutes and like an hour later, right? I'm still at it, right? Horrible about guesstimating time. So we have to have objective data that's going to give us some of this. We've got to have that process that's going to help us. There's a LinkedIn user. I have an idea, but need to test with actual data. Absolutely. Yes. And that's the thing is you have to put a stake in the ground somewhere and start with an idea or start with some semblance of a hypothesis, but then you have to test it and see exactly what's going to happen when. That's a big part of this. So when you're building out your workloads are going to help us. So let's grab some other colors here. We might say that this person's going to spend 1 hour on this first part. And maybe it's somebody else on the team that's now going to spend 2.2 hours, right, on the second phase. Make this a little smaller, right? So now we're going to sit down and we're going to guesstimate, and you can see maybe the next one is another hour over here, and then maybe we've got a para or in my law firm, a legal assistant who, 0.5 hours, right? So you start mapping out how much time it takes. And that's what's going to ultimately help you with the workload, right? The workload is going to tell you ultimately, let's have a little fun with some colors. How about a purple for us? Workloads equal how much time each person will spend in each phase of the case or phase of the process or the service or whatever it is you're doing, right? So that's where you're going to really build in and get that clarity as you go through every section. Like in my law firm, we knew how long it took to do each of those different elements. So having a clear indicator of workloads. Why is this important? Anybody have any suggestions in the chat why understanding your workloads would be so important? Workloads help you determine who and when to hire. That's right. It's going to give you that the workload is going to say, oh, you need, let's go back to my law firm days. You need 98 hours for a paralegal for phases 2, 3, and 4 per case. Okay, now you've got, 10, 15 cases. Clearly, one human can't do all that work by themselves, right? So it helps you take the time to understand who to hire and when. Such an important part of this. So for those of us that for many people that are joining us or that are on the live stream, I know have been in the hiring and onboarding boot camp where we set up in 6 weeks an entire automated hiring process and an automated kind of onboarding university so that the new employee knows what to watch, what to listen to, what to read, what to do to learn the steps to get up to speed right away. The next part comes with these workflows and workloads. So workloads help you determine who to hire and when. As Jen put, understanding workloads helps you not to overwhelm your people or overstaff your team. Very important. And Jacqueline even mentioned it helps determine the profitability of a staff member, right? Are they meeting their needs and of hitting their goal numbers where they should be? If you know objectively what those numbers should be, you can say, okay, legal assistant, para, I use examples from my law firm days, is this person doing the number of hours that they should be doing? And we can be objective and not subjective about that. Such an important part of really building out good, strong workloads and knowing who gets to stay on your team, who gets earns the right to, be able to do more and to maybe step up another level. So this is such a great opportunity to really get that clarity on workflows and workloads. And that's what helps you build strong systems that are going to stick regardless of what human is there, because it's objective, guys. It makes it to the point where you don't have to guess. You have clarity on the steps that are going to happen, and you have clarity on how much each person should be producing, right? How much would it be worth to you to have that kind of clarity? Think about a month of revenue where you could be 20, 30% more profitable, right? That's profit that would probably go right into the owner's pocket, or it could be reinvested back in the business so that you can actually do the things you want to do with your business, right? That's why systems are so important. That's why I'm so passionate about this stuff, guys, because it changes lives. It's one of those things that we're constantly looking at. How can we build this out and make it better, make it more streamlined, make it so that everyone knows what needs to be worked on and when and how long it should take, so they can have realistic expectations, right? That's what this is about, is having that objective standards, those workflows and workloads, and having that clarity. So listen, I think that this is a whole area where there's a lot to dive into, which is why we are actually working on building out a new boot camp. I'm super excited. You guys are some of the first to hear, coming later this month. And it is the new boot camp is coming. It's you got it, Workflows and Workloads boot camp. 6 weeks, feet to the fire. Let's get these things built for you. Let's help you objectively know what's going on. So if you're interested in getting into the alpha group, if you're interested in learning more about it, DM me, direct message me, and I'll tell you more. We're not quite there yet with fully opening it up yet. But if you want in and will be one of our alpha testers so that you can see how, give us feedback, we can test our process. You'll get a discount in the deal and get some amazing, amazing training, tons of templates and great materials. So if you're interested, direct message me. We'll probably open this up next week or so, but I just thought I was excited about it today. I just got done with my marketing team, and we were talking about it, getting super excited about the cool stuff that will be in this boot camp. So if you're interested, workflows and workloads. And we're going to do a whole lot more with building out and showing you how to build out all these different diagrams and how to build out things like this that are going to give you that transition, give you that information so that you can see each and every step. You can see each of the different components down here. So we're going to be working with you on this. All right, guys, if you're interested, direct message me. As always, we love to help busy business owners get shit done. Oh, Jacqueline even beat me too. You get so much done in boot camp. The hiring and onboarding boot camp is now evergreen. People have been starting it and are whipping through getting a lot done. In fact, if you're watching this and you've done the boot camp, the hiring and onboarding boot camp, throw a comment down below. Share what your greatest part was out of it. Always so much there. But listen, if you're ready for the workflows and workloads boot camp, definitely ping me because I suspect it's going to sell out pretty fast. It's going to be a tight group. I've already got some people on the wait list to do it. So definitely get your foot in the door early and direct message me. Let's talk. But in the meantime, guys, this is all about building systems. We're here to help you build systems so you can be more profitable and have more free time to do the things you love. All right, everybody. Have a good and productive rest of your week. PM me, private message me for more answers on the new boot camp if you're interested. All right. Bye, everyone.